What's going on? Hang out with my buddy Chris Hagen here at the Turtle Survival Center. We haven't been here in a few years, man, and it's fun to hang out with Chris whenever I get to see him. We are buddies, we go back a while now, and he is in charge of animal management for the entire TSA. But basically, what the TSA does is it's basically to ensure the survival of turtle species throughout the globe. But the center, would you consider it's a nerve center? I mean, it's basically the place where you are hands-on keeping these species alive. And what are we looking at here?
These are Rhode Island snake-neck turtles, Kelladina McCordy.
Oh,
and these are 2024 hatches, so about a year old roughly.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit longer.
We were talking earlier, so this is the juvenile room. There aren't any fresh hatchlings. When does that occur?
There are a few fresh
there
hatchlings.
Are? Oh.
Well, not fresh, but this year, the past like 2 months, and those are some more
Rhode Island
snake-neck turtles
that's so
from
cool.
this year that are just out there. Their containers are out while they're being fed.
What's I mean, this is so clinical, this room, you know what I mean? It's very, there's a procedure here. What is the kind of mindset behind
So the
this?
eggs are collected, they're incubated in a different room, and then as those hatch, they come into here. This is our we consider our cleanest room. These turtles haven't been outside, haven't been exposed to any native pathogens of any kind. And so they're in here for the first 8 to 10 months of their life or so. And then they're about to move and graduate to another building where they're juvenile rearing for the next year or two before they can go into outdoor enclosures.
Okay.
And while they're in here, we just keep them simple and easy. We have the timed flow through system. We also every day pull the standpipes and clean out the tubs. So yes, it is clinical, but it's easy. Otherwise, things get messy. You have bacterial buildup. You have to keep out of these small containers a small amount of water. You have to keep the food out of there. When you feed them, you have to clean them 20, 30 minutes later.
Wow.
You can't let this water get dirty.
So are these Galbilifrons right here?
Yeah, Galbilifrons, the Indo-Chinese box turtle. We have Cora McCordy here. The other McCordy, the Kelladina and the Cora.
Yeah, so wait, let's explain that real quick. So you've got Kelladina McCordy, the Rhode Island snake necks, named after Bill McCord.
Correct.
So Bill McCord, who was a veterinarian from New York, but a very renowned turtle guy, got to name these animals.
Well, he didn't name. You can't name a turtle after yourself.
Oh, how does that work?
Someone has to do it. Someone else has to name it. So, like Carl Ernst named this species in 1988, and because McCord was the person bringing them in, and other people, and then Anders Roden, he named Kelladina McCordy.
Yeah, that's in honor of Bill?
Correct.
So that's pretty cool. That makes that in the world of turtles, it's quite an honor to be thought of that highly. And he would be considered. You wouldn't consider Bill McCord an academic or a scientist, right? Would he be
more of a paraprofessional in the sense of being a taxonomist as a hobby, but professional. He is a doctor of veterinary medicine.
Perfect.
Who's been practicing for years, and he learned all this taxonomy stuff on his own in his free time as a personal interest, and did it for years.
Yeah, so it's really.
I think he's probably described more turtles in modern history, maybe than anyone else. John Iverson was working on that list, but I think if not the most, pretty much up there with whoever is the most. Not all of them have been valid species. There have been some hybrids described.
Gotcha.
There have been some that are not recognized by the greater community. So there is, that happens. Things get changed. Taxonomy is always moving.
Exactly. It's the names we're giving these animals anyhow. Now this is Galbilifrons also.
Yes. This entire row is.
Yeah.
And then you have Moretti.
But look at this. There's really a little broken pattern here. Most of the Galbilifrons I've ever seen. That one midline is very.
There's going to be variations.
That's so cool. Now you said you have Moretti also up here?
Yeah, these are Moretti. Brett's box turtle from central Vietnam.
That's incredible.
Wow.
How many do we know, or do you know offhand how many different species of quora there are?
How much? Currently there are, oh, there's so many numbers in my head. I actually
let's figure it out.
I think it's like 20 or
wow.
so that have now been described, and I think 27 or 28 if you include all subspecies.
Okay, and collectively they would be considered the most endangered of the turtles, do you reckon? Oh, he's counting here, friends. Look at this list.
Sorry, 17 species.
17 species. That's pretty good, though. That's what I love about Chris. He's got everything. If it's not in his head, it's close at hand. So that's really cool. You actually get to learn quite a lot when you hang out with Chris, because how many years have you got in turtles, Chris?
Trying to think, how many years, how old am I? So about 48, 49 years I've been messing with turtles.
Yeah. And we actually have had quite a fun time together. We actually have driven across the United States together. Back in 2012, we made a trip from Santa Barbara, California, all the way to my house. Here, this is a real road warrior, by the way. We drove from Santa Barbara to Palm Beach County to my house, and then you left. You stayed for just long enough to get the turtles out that I was taking, and then you drove
then
back
I went to
the
Disney's Animal
Yeah,
Kingdom and dropped more turtles off, and then I made it to the Georgia-South Carolina border before I had to pull over after 46 hours of driving.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. That was one hell of a trip. It smelled really bad in that.
Yeah, with 160 turtles and full-size Minoria Emmys just crapping the entire way.
I got one Aldabra in my truck now, and I'm going crazy.
And we were pulled over, or we were stopped at Border Patrol in El Paso.
That's right,
and the Border Patrol agent came over. You rolled down the window, and someone put their head in and said, "What do you all have going on in here?"
Yeah.
And you said, "We are transporting turtles across country." And he said, "Yeah, sure smells like it."
Yeah. But they thought it smelled like marijuana or something. The poop smelled like so skunky.
Maybe. Yeah, they
but
were
it wasn't.
Looking for,
it was just poopy turtles. Hey, what do we? This is Mahudi?
These are, Kora Mahadi.
Mahadi, okay.
Mahoe, Mahadi.
That's so strange how
everyone
different
pronounces
they
it
look.
differently. But it's named after a French person, so it's probably Mahoe or something. Mahoe or something along those lines.
Are they Vietnamese also? Where are they from?
They are from. They have disjunct populations kind of across Asia, but they're found in India and Bangladesh and Myanmar and
very cool.
China, Vietnam. They're in a lot of countries.
That is so cool, man. They are such an interesting little species.
In southern Vietnam, is the subspecies Oxty. For these guys.
Whoa! What's this one?
That's Cora pictorata, the southern Vietnam box turtle. Really localized.
How many box turtles are in Vietnam, man? You're gonna know, aren't you?
Well, you asking me numbers. I don't have numbers.
Well, you don't have numbers, but
you have pictorata, Beretti, Galbinifrons, Cyclornata, Trifasciata.
Oh my gosh.
Potentially Cora joey. What else am I missing? Ambo, which is that Amboensis or Cora now? I can't remember.
Wow.
Because there's been a
That's quite a
taxonomy
lot.
change with the Amboensis complex.
That's so interesting.
Am I missing any? Probably something.
Yeah, but that's crazy, man, because it's such a small country, yet the diversity, it's a hot spot for Cora.
Well, it's a very long country, you know,
okay. Have you been there?
I've been there.
Yeah. How many countries have you traveled to for turtles?
I don't know. I've been to 35 or 40 countries in my life, somewhere in that range.
That's incredible, man. He's been living.
Not always for turtles necessarily, but in
yeah,
general.
because you're big into crocodilians also.
Everything.
Yeah. Chris is.
We'll go look for crocodiles as well. Yeah.
He's one of us, friends. He's definitely into all this stuff. So
there's Beale's eyed turtle, Scalia beale.
Oh wait, these are the four-eyed turtle. On the back of the head is where they get that name, right?
The four-eyed turtles are another one, another species, Quadrio salata. And they actually have the four ocelli on the back of the head. These guys, they kind of fuse together. As they get old, and males, it pretty much all kind of disappears altogether as they become adults. But that's how you can tell the head patterns of the males and females are differently. So the rear ocelli on the head fuse with the kind of more forward ones. they come out that when they're hatched too.
It's beautiful.
But the Quadrio salata are completely separated and bright and neat looking.
Gotcha.
And these are Leucocephaline uonui,
Oh, wow.
the Sulewesi forest turtle.
And you've been to Sulewesi, haven't you?
I've been there multiple times.
Yeah,
yes.
that's
Over the
so
years.
cool.
I've seen these guys in the wild many
See,
times.
that's amazing,
Or a few
man.
times.
Yeah, that's really, really cool that you've been able to do that stuff.
Yeah,
So-
man, it's just like, you want to see these things. I went the first time 2002. I just went into the jungles of Sulawesi and found people. And
No way.
went out and saw them.
Wait, did you go kind of at the behest of TSA, or you went on your own?
I just went on my own.
That's amazing, man. Total adventure.
TSA had just formed at that time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, let's
in fact,
have
the first TSA conference was in 2003 in Orlando, and I did give a talk on my trip to Sulawesi there.
Very cool, man. Now, you said there's another building where you graduate these two.
Yes,
Is it possible
correct.
for us to see that?
Yes, we will. We'll see that.
All right, let's, we'll pick it up over there, guys. Very cool. See you in a minute. We were making our way over to the juvenile room, and I thought, you know what? Let me show everybody how the TSA does their incubation. Now, the room itself is quite cool,
Yeah.
and that's because the incubators have to be warmer than the ambient temperature.
Yes, if you want your incubators to work right, you have to cool your, we have an air conditioner in here, of course, to cool it down, so we can set it at the right temperatures and lower temperatures too to produce males.
This is interesting, yeah, because I'm looking, you're incubating at 80 degrees, it looks like. Within a degree, I would
And then it
imagine.
drops down to 74 at night.
Okay.
This one is at 85 constantly. This one is a 76 and dropped to 72 at night.
Wow.
This is a 78 all the time incubator. So we're, looking at the different pivotal, looking at temperatures and temperature sex determination between the different species.
Okay, and so as far as the management of this area and believe it or not, I'll say husbandry of the eggs. I mean,
There's actually husbandry of the eggs.
how do you? God, this is such an awesome place. But how do you ever deal with carrion flies? Do you ever deal with what kind of problems will arise with egg incubation? Like when an egg goes bad, you pull the egg, correct? Like,
yes.
What's involved in ensuring the health of the
monitor these
neonates?
eggs every single day.
Okay.
We look at them in the morning and the evening, looking for eggs, and we also document their development of all the eggs.
Okay.
We also, make sure there's aeration, make sure the humidity level, the water levels, the humidity levels in here are good. And yeah, we monitor the whole process, and we have a log book that we notate like the first sign of development and length and all that kind of stuff. Anything interesting of note. We've had all kinds, and as you would, people that get hundreds and hundreds of turtle eggs, or thousands of them, or millions of them. No, there's all kinds of anomalies that come around here and there over the years.
It's just amazing. Now you expect to have way more eggs in the coming weeks because we're coming into. What do you
We're
think?
winding down. I mean,
Okay.
the peak nesting season here for our temperate species is from like mid-June to mid-July.
Okay.
So we're right at the tail end of the peak season, but we still have a lot of gravid turtles. We still have a lot more eggs to come,
Gotcha.
particularly from the summer nesters, which are trifasciata. I think none of the Mahadi eggs have been collected yet, because they haven't been laid yet. There'll be like species like McCordy and Galbinifrons and Moretti on their second, or some individuals even their third clutches.
Third clutches, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. There you go, man. This is how it starts. And then we go, well, we are going to get now to that building I promised, and that is the graduation room. The next step before the animals do go into the adult enclosures. Is
That's
that
right, yes.
Let's check it out. Oh, I think I remember when this was being kind of set up. I don't think this was done the last time I was here.
No, but we actually started this building, which we call the ACE building, Assurance Colony Expansion building. We started it in kind of around 2020, 2021 maybe. It was
Okay.
2020. But
Where should we go first? Sorry.
then we had the COVID situation.
Oh,
and
lovely, yeah.
supply issues, and so we were stalled. Like the windows that you see in here,
Yeah.
we ordered them. It took 9 months to get them.
Oh, brother.
So we finished it. We finished this building at the end of 2022 and started moving animals in here then. So 2023 is when it really started getting going, early 2023. So we have, we're about 2.5 years into this building right now. And of course it was built to maximize space for rearing all the, you saw these hatchlings. We've been doing that for years. So to build up these F1 populations, we're having to, you know, do it this way. So they spend the first year, or spend like maybe 2 years in here up until they get to a good outdoor size to be in outdoor enclosures.
Gotcha.
Which would be, you know, maybe in the 4-inch range or so.
What are these indicating?
Some of these in here are gonna, you'll see, are larger than that for one reason or another. They're still in here.
What does this delineate or indicate?
Those are just our identification tags for all these animals.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there are 3 animals in here.
Correct.
And that would be a pit tag? These animals are pit tagged?
That's their house identification
Okay.
number, and yes, they are microchipped and pit tagged as well. Yeah.
Because these are animals that, you know, they are sought after, you know, and they do wind up in the illicit black market trade and so on. So there's got to be, I mean, you have real serious security measures here.
We do have a lot of strong security, of course, but and the pit tagging is really more for our benefit in terms of being able to identify these turtles apart from each other. So that's their, you know, one of their permanent ID marks. Some species are photographed too, as well, because they have, you know, unique patterns. We do that. So you should always have multiple identification ways to identify turtles. That way,
so
if something goes wrong in one way, you have another way to identify them.
So there are 4 in here. You got 4 tags. So there's 1, 2, 3. I don't want to touch anything, and 4.
Yeah, they'll be
there
buried.
we go. They'll be buried. So basically, yeah, just leaf litter from the outside.
Yes, we collect a lot of leaf litter from different places. We have a place that we like to go to that has real nice leaves. To collect.
I got you. But
it's not filled with a bunch of pine needles.
Yeah,
and things
but that's
like
kind of
that.
cool also because now it's the local kind of fauna or flora and substrate. So these animals then start to build up, you know, kind of their immune system to this area. Is that thinking?
That is, I mean, that's what you would expect to happen. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you have animals outside anywhere, you're going to have an exchange of what that animal came with and what's in the wild.
Yeah.
Most likely. I mean, it just depends on the exposure and the levels and how things are set up. There's so much variability there.
Each waterland tub has its own scrub brush, so there's no cross contamination. That's incredible. The high level of security, biosecurity you guys are going for here. With a collection this valuable to the genetics and the well-being of the species, you just have to minimize any kind of potential disaster, because I'm sure in your career you've heard stories and have seen outbreaks that have wiped out collections.
Absolutely, or the percentage of them. Usually an outbreak doesn't wipe out everything, but there's depending on what the pathogen is, it can be a decent percentage of individuals. So yes, we take all of that stuff very, very seriously and try to minimize everything. Now, you know, living in the Southeast, as you know, it's impossible to keep frogs and lizards out of everything. In buildings like this, there are fewer than outdoor enclosures, but still they find ways in, especially frogs. So there's always some level of risk, and as long as you know that and you have a plan for dealing with it when something happens, then that's what's most important when you're maintaining collections like this.
Now, what species are these again? I'm so bad.
These are Cora trifasciata.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The Chinese 3-striped box turtle.
That's a beautiful turtle, man. Wow, you guys have so much Cora. And the water, everything's just immaculate. Crystal clear water on a well, I would imagine. Your well water out here.
We have well water out here now. City water.
They have long necks, these guys.
They sure do. Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome. Wild, man. This place is sick. The pothos here, just let it do its thing. That's so cool.
Some young Aracapatata.
Oh, wow.
The yellow-headed box turtles from China.
There we go. I bet you guys didn't think there were that many different Asian box turtles, but this is probably, I would think this is the biggest collection in the United States of Cora, Are there privates that might have a larger one?
I'm not sure. I think they'd be hard pressed. I mean, some people have a lot of, you know,
Yeah,
one species or another,
but
or a
this
handful
is
of species. But
this is amazing.
this is a lot of individuals for sure.
And here's the Roddy Islands juveniles.
Like last year in 2024, we surpassed our 100th Cora galbinifrons hatchling.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Were you there for the first hatchling?
Yes, I've been here for every hatchling. I've been
He's
here
like
since the beginning.
it's like John Hammond in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
He's there for all of them. Look at these. That, you know, I gotta ask a technical question. When these guys are first hatched,
Yeah.
how do you get them started on bloodworms or wiggly stuff?
Live blackworms.
Okay, blackworms.
Primarily,
All
but
right.
some will take the frozen thawed bloodworms
Okay.
or really finely chopped small red wigglers.
Okay.
Or occasionally even pellets and fish food.
Man,
right out of the
I have
egg.
not been able to get my Sieben rocks to get onto pellets yet. When does that occur, if ever?
Usually those type B, those macrochelidina, the bigger snake necks. Those guys usually take anything pretty. I've never
Man.
had an issue. I've raised a lot of snake necks, and I've never had an issue getting them to take anything.
Gosh, well, I'm doing something
these these Macoridae, the Timors,
And Longicalis, yeah.
Those guys tend to be harder to get feeding on a variety of things, the
Wow.
commercially available things.
Gotcha.
Than,
Well, they're begging.
Like if you can collect live food and have a supply of small fishes and stuff.
Yeah, I have. That's what I've done. I just have tons of little gambusia hanging out there. But I love this. I mean, you know, guys, and this gives you an idea with juveniles, with hatchlings. You know, I love creating naturalistic enclosures in my house, but the babies and juveniles, it's just so much easier to do things very simple. It's
Keep it simple, Stu. But you make things more complicated. It's just a lot more work. You give them their requirements they need when they're indoors like this.
Yep.
Because it's a lot of work to keep things clean and you know, you have certain species, like if they were a Macoridae in here, all of this stuff is going to go into the water area and into because they're just bulldozers and they dig everything up and move everything, and so you're constantly dealing with clogged drains and
Gotcha.
you know, things like that, and just dirt in the water. So Barretti, galbinifrons, pictorata are much cleaner in that sense. They're not plowing up their substrate all the time. So you have, you know, different things like that that you have to watch out for and require a lot more maintenance than others.
Yeah, this is great. The floor, I mean, it's just, you dare to dream, but the TSA
Well, the one
is doing
thing
it
that
right.
we did and when we built this building, did not pay attention to what was going on when they were pouring this slab. That was going to be a smooth slab because that was the last building, and just didn't think that they were going to do a brushed concrete slab. So it makes it difficult to clean this floor, but we're working on we're going to probably have this ground down at least halfways at some point.
That's such a big job, dude.
So we can clean it easier because every leaf and stuff that gets on this,
It gets trapped a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, you're probably a little bit OCD about it. It's an incredibly clean room. Now, these are the Sulewesi forest tortoise, right? A turtle.
Yes.
Okay, so
That's a female.
that's a female. Talk to me
That's a
about the
male.
rock. What are you doing with the rock in here?
That's
Just easier for them to get out?
Yeah, it's easier for them to move in and out, or especially out. And it also gives them some structure to, you know, move one area or another, have something to get behind. So it's
Gotcha.
you know, in a way, a form of enrichment is something to think about and maneuver around in your enclosure.
Now, as they get older, that's
But
when the heads
primarily it's
change?
to help them
Get up
in
and out.
Yeah, it's about 7-8 years old. The head color starts to change, and then it's kind of fully changed maybe around 12 to 15,
That's
depending on the individual.
That's a cool turtle, man. Yeah, look at this. This one's much darker. And then the whole, I'm guessing there are large ones up here as well. Wow. There's just a lot of these forest turtles here. That's awesome.
Yeah, we have been quite successful with them. It had a lot to be on. We may have, I'm pretty sure we have the largest, like, long-term acclimated collection in the world.
Wow. And then basically the goal now for reproducing all these is, you know, you got assurance colonies, but you want to get these animals back out there? I mean, how does that work?
Well, that's a really good question. That's a lot of work to make happen, but yeah, if needed, that these are kind of backup plans for helping to recover wild populations if need be. But there's a lot of research that needs to go into do it, the way you'd want to do it,
right?
The proper way, so to speak.
Yeah, because
there's a lot involved with making that happen, and
wow.
In some cases it may not be needed, but it's here. We know that they're critically endangered, but they're still there. There's still populations in the wild. These are small populations, and you have to really, really careful about genetics and pathogens and localities and all that stuff. So, and have a partnership with range countries to be able to monitor this stuff, to be able to have a protected area, protect these things. So it's not just breed them and set them free.
There's a lot that goes into it.
You could do it that way, but a lot of people are going to frown upon it if you do it that way. So,
gotcha.
You have to go through the proper channels and do it the way it needs to be done to make it meaningful for the species.
And
that's a lot of work. That's not something that's really been done. Wildlife Conservation Society, Bronx Zoo is working on the repatriation efforts for the Rhode Island snakeneck turtle. And that's been going on for a little while, and it's in process, and I believe a few animals are out in a soft release protected area, in a protected enclosure. And different zoos, including us, are contributing offspring to that repatriation program, and the SSP for further breeding. But
species survival plan, is that what
Species survival plan, SSP, AZA, yes. The Association of Zoos and Aquariums, they have the Species Survival Plan program, and we participate in that. And it's a process. It's a real process, as you can imagine. To make something an international reintroduction project of a freshwater turtle that's most likely extinct in the wild.
Wow.
To really make that happen, and get animals back out into the wild and reproducing.
Lots of moving parts.
You also have the issues on that particular island of predatory fish that were introduced back in the 60s that if those fish aren't removed, they just eat all of the hatchlings.
Oh,
and if you can keep people from collecting the adults too, then you have a lot of issues to deal with a lot of these species.
Forsteni or what?
Yes, these are Forstens.
There you go.
They're all captive bred here.
Beautiful. Well, TSA never stops. Never ceases to amaze me with the level you guys go to, to keep the species safe. And really, all of you guys out there should definitely check out the link I'm going to have in the description, how you can help fund their efforts. The money just gets put into the center, and as Chris was stating, there's a lot of work that has to be done in the wild that the TSA does. Chris oversees not just the collections here, but everything the TSA is doing around the globe, and they are a global organization.
Around the globe, around the United States.
Oh, the United States.
With captive animals.
Captive animals. I don't want to misspeak.
We still have a field conservation programs all over the world that I don't oversee. I'm the director of animal management and collections for the TSA, as I have been for the past 15 years. And I just manage the captive collections within the United States. What I was meaning to say, though, is that the TSA is involved in conservation all over the globe, and they do great work. So give them some support below, and thank you to Chris. We're gonna come back from here. I like to show a little bit at a time. So in the next video, we're going to see a little bit more of the TSA Turtle Survival Center. And thanks, Chris. Of course, anytime.
Pleasure, brother.
Yeah.
All right.